What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Ben here, Galactic News Center. Today, going to be talking about whether or not I think Darth Vader will kill his former apprentice, Ahsoka, in this current season of Star Wars Rebels. Now, if you watch any of my Rebel review videos, you know that Rebels isn't my favorite show, mainly because it doesn't have the emotional draw that something like the Clone Wars did for me. But one dynamic part of the show that instantly captivated me was the introduction of Ahsoka to Star Wars Rebels. I think we can all agree that Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order was one of the hardest episodes of the Clone Wars to watch, and the emotional impact of that episode alone was so incredible. In my opinion, that single episode of the Clone Wars did more to show how the Jedi Order was tearing Anakin apart than all three prequel movies did together with Padme. Padme was the spark that may have lit the fire, and what I mean by that is yes, Anakin sought out Palpatine's teachings in order to learn how to save Padme, knowing that she would die in childbirth. But Padme and her eventual death were not the only things that were driving Anakin to the dark side. If Padme were the spark that ignited the fire in Anakin, the constant faults that Anakin saw in the Jedi Order set the foundation for that. It started all the way back when Qui-Gon Jinn told Anakin that he would have to leave his mother on Tatooine, which I get, that's the Jedi way, every other Jedi had to do it, but not every Jedi had the same situation as Anakin. Anakin was a slave, and literally the only person he had was his mom, so for him to up and leave her knowing that she would likely be a slave for the rest of her life had to hurt him eternally. Now, she eventually died, and many other decisions made by the Council screwed Anakin up internally, but that's not the point of this video. Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order was probably the biggest emotional blow to Anakin's faith in the Jedi Order, especially given the fact that the Council wrongfully kicked her out of the Order. If it was something that Ahsoka did and that she was actually guilty of, I could see it not having as great of an effect. But they framed Ahsoka in a totally wrong way, and they never really admitted to that mistake, and so she chose to leave the Order. So why did I get into all that? Well, if we're going to feel the full magnitude of a Vader versus Ahsoka showdown, we need to understand the emotional relationship between the two. Despite Darth Vader viewing Anakin Skywalker as an entirely different person who died a long time ago, we definitely know that he struggles with his past long after he submits to the dark side. With that in mind, I think it'll be very interesting to see if Vader shows any hesitation when facing Ahsoka, and conversely, does Ahsoka hold anything back knowing that Vader is her former master? That alone, for me, makes this season of Rebels worth it. Whatever junk Disney XD decides to throw in there, whatever family-friendly crap they decide to throw in, seeing Ahsoka and Vader fight would make it all worth it. The rest of the episodes can emotionally and thematically be a pile of garbage, but at some point we're going to see Master face apprentice, two former friends do battle, and I cannot wait to see who blinks first. Ultimately, I don't see Ahsoka making it out of Rebels show alive, so in my opinion, she is going to be the one to blink first in the fight against Vader. If I had to guess, I would say she faces Vader, allowing the other rebels to escape, kind of holding Vader off type of thing, knowing very well that she probably isn't going to make it out of the fight. For Vader, I don't think he's going to necessarily hesitate in the fight, because that's not really what we've seen from the character so far, but I wouldn't put it past him to say something along the lines of, "It's too late for me, Anakin Skywalker died a long time ago," or something to that effect. I don't think he will have any problem striking down Ahsoka per se, but I think something that is going to stick with Vader mentally as the show goes on. He'll contemplate that battle, probably with Palpatine, or the Emperor, I should say. He will reminisce that battle and kind of ponder that battle and have to cipher through those feelings. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think these two are going to meet this season? Do you think Ahsoka dies? And do you think that they have an emotional moment? This has been Galactic News Center. I'm Ben. Thanks for watching, and as always, join me, and together we'll rule the galaxy.